What's up guys, Daniel here, and today we're talking about how to text a girl and how do you go from that phone number to getting her on a date. So about 6 years ago I started regularly going out, pushing my comfort zone, talking to girls, and I would sometimes get phone numbers, but these phone numbers would never go anywhere. And now 6 years later, after collecting literally thousands of phone numbers, I have a much clearer idea of what to do, how to go from the phone number to setting up a date. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video, so that you don't have to go through those loads of wasted numbers, those loads of times of figuring it out through trial and error. I'm going to share with you everything that I learned, and because it's texting, it's not even something that you need to be experienced in. You just need to roughly be doing the right thing, and we're going to cover all of that, from mindsets to how you keep it fun and flirty, to something which is really important, which is setting boundaries. Because if you don't have boundaries, the girl can sense that over text and she's not going to come on a date with you. So to put some context to this phone number, a few weeks ago, me and a friend were at a club and there was this girl, she was super hot. Gonna put a picture of her WhatsApp picture here. And she was probably literally the hottest girl in the club. And I went to talk to her, my friend talked to her friend. But out of the corner of my eye, I could see things between my friend and her friend were not going well. And it was only a matter of time before her friend comes in, takes her out and leads her away, you know, does the old cock blocking. So before the cock blocking had a chance to intervene, I made sure I got the phone number. And that way it doesn't matter that I get cock blocked, because if she likes me, I can text her and we can arrange to meet up another day. So I take her phone number and I text her the next day. My first text is, "Hey Lily, it was cool meeting you." And I make a joke about something which we shared last night. And this is what I have found to be by far the most effective first message to text any girl. You add some context so she knows who you are, where she gave you her phone number, etc. You know, by putting your name, making a reference to when or where you met her. And then secondly, you want to do what's called callback humor. And this is a really powerful tool. You're referencing a joke that you two shared when you first met each other. And what this does is it brings back the good emotions that you two were having when you first met each other. The fun, the joking, the flirting vibe between you is all reminded to her by you referencing something which you two shared together. The first few texts, they're just having fun. That's the only purpose of the first few texts, is to have fun. And the more that you have fun with it, the more that she's gonna have fun with it. And the more that she's gonna engage and actually be responding to you. And that's all your aim is initially, is to establish communication over text, but not just like one message. A couple of messages really solidifies that you two are now talking together over text. Look at the tone of the conversation. Is this a serious tone? Are we getting to know each other over text? Or are we engaging in the same flirty, playful tone which we shared when we initially met? It's the second one, and that's reminding her of the good time that we had, why she gave me her phone number, and it's showing that I'm not boring. It's showing that I'm still that fun guy who she has fun with when she met me. I don't reply back straight away. There's no question there, there's no need to respond. If the girl doesn't ask you any questions, don't feel the need to constantly be responding. Take the initiative and just don't respond. And it's actually a really powerful tool to not respond for 2 or 3 days, because it raises a lot of questions in her mind. She's now wondering, why has he not responded to me? Did I say something wrong? Is he interested in other girls? Maybe he's met someone else. Or she's thinking, maybe he's just really busy. Maybe he's got tons to do in his life and he's getting on with that. So many powerful things are communicated by you not responding for 2 or 3 days. So that's a tool that I use quite a bit, and we're going to see it repeated through here. A great way to reinitiate the conversation once you haven't talked for 2 or 3 days is to say, what mischief are you up to? Because you're giving a lot of potential for a conversation. What are you doing? But you're saying it in a fun way. What mischief are you doing? You know, it's implying she's been a bit naughty, she's a bit rebellious type, and it's far more fun than saying, what are you doing now? So that's a text I use really commonly, is what mischief are you up to? So if a girl doesn't respond to you for a long time, don't respond back straight away, because you want to have standards. If someone's taking a day to respond to you and you respond back to them instantly, that is not showing any standards. So she took a day, so I deliberately take 8 hours to respond to her. So look, like, you've taken a day, I'm not gonna reply back instantly. I'm gonna take my time when replying to you. If a girl has taken a whole day to respond to you, you are clearly not on her urgent list. So why on earth should she be on your urgent list? If she takes a long time to reply, you take a long time to reply as well. Look, that when I talk, I'm saying quite ordinary stuff like, what are you doing? I'm getting ready for tonight. But whenever I say ordinary stuff over text, I say it in a fun way. What mischief are you doing? I'm just making myself look pretty for tonight. And that way it's far more engaging, less boring, more flirty, to be more creative with how you talk. I say that I'm going out tonight, making myself look pretty, and I deliberately do not say where I'm going. If I fill in all the details, I'm going this place at this time, there's no questions. But by being vague, it raises a lot more questions in her head, and it gets us thinking. It gets her thinking about us a lot more. Like, oh, where's he going? Why is he making himself look pretty? Is he meeting a girl? Is he meeting a girl tonight? We want her to be curious about us, to be thinking about us, because that's how we get on her mind. And you know, most likely a hot girl is texting a few guys, but how do we make ourselves number one in the front of her head? Well, a great way is through being ambiguous. The more ambiguous you are, the more questions that you raise. And we can see that it's raised questions in her head because she's asked, where did you go? And look, I'm keeping up the ambiguity right now. I say the usual. And this just sparks further questions in her mind. And look, she says the usual. Look, we can just see she sent 5 messages. Like, that is a bit needy, really. And she says, what does that entail? And she talks about Loughborough being shit. And so whenever a girl says anything about a small place which isn't a big city, I have the same go-to joke. It's like, oh, you're from that small town in Spain. Oh, I've heard that's where everyone milks cows and collects chicken eggs. So if you ever meet a girl from a small town or village, the rule is that she milks cows and collects chicken eggs. And so I respond to that. You have to milk cows and collect chicken eggs every morning. There's a couple of things which has shown me that she's invested in the conversation. She's asking questions, and there was that spree when she sent 5 messages in a row. So I'm thinking, you know, there's a possibility if I go for the date now that she'll say yes. So I say, hey, do you want to hang out sometime this evening? And I have a very festive date suggestion. I found that festive date suggestions get a higher success rate. And I think the reason is that everyone wants to be Christmassy. Everyone wants to be doing something Christmassy at this time of the year. It makes the date feel a lot more fun than if it's you two just sat in a bar talking. The second reason is that she is a bit of a stupid 18-year-old. She's really hot, but she's a stupid 18-year-old. And so I did not want to be sat across the table for her, talking to her for 2 hours or so, because there's only so much fun, flirty, playful I can do. So I want something where the environment is going to entertain us more, so that I don't have to rely on conversation for 2 hours or 3 hours with her. And look, when I suggest what day to go, I do not say, the worst thing that you can say is what day are you free? Because what day are you free communicates that you have nothing going on in your life and you're just like, please can you fit me into your schedule? I also don't just suggest one day, because if you suggest one day, she could just say I'm busy that day, and you'll never know whether she actually was busy or whether it was just like a polite way of her rejecting you. There's a bit of persistence in a completely non-needy way. It's very much the way I persist is like a leader, very calm, very relaxed, setting time specifics. We should do this at this time. But yeah, look, I did not get a clear yes then. And so I'd say, yeah, let's do this time and then change the subjects. You never want to be stuck on setting up a specific time of a date for the actual date for too long. It starts to just sap the vibe out of the conversation. It starts to feel very much like a business meeting or some kind of negotiation. So I just stay on there for a few texts before throwing a complete curveball and making some fun teasers about the fact that she's 18, she's still in her last years of sixth form, which is like, not sure what it is in America. That was the last text message she sent me, and then she messaged me on WhatsApp. So this was her current WhatsApp picture. It's a stupid, ridiculous bathroom selfie. Girls can get away with taking ridiculous pictures for some reason. I can't. So I reference a 90s TV show I used to watch, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and there's clearly a similarity between the both, and it's quite comical for that reason. Here I was actually about to write something completely different, but then I saw she had changed her bathroom selfie to another bathroom selfie, and like, how could that not, what's the point in that? Why change your bathroom selfie to another bathroom selfie? And you know, you can really see we're dealing with a very ditzy 18-year-old, and that is making things more difficult. But at the same time, she's really fucking hot. So I am plowing through all of the ditziness, all the bathroom selfies, all the vague, she doesn't know when she's coming out, and look at this. We talk about bathroom selfies. It's clearly an item ripe for teasing. And this is a golden rule for teasing. You want to tease a girl on things that she can easily change. Something like taking a selfie in a different room is something that she can easily change. And if it's something they can easily change, they're not going to take offense by it, and you can tease away. Whereas if it's something difficult for them to change, like a crooked nose, she's going to take offense on that, and it's going to even blow you out possibly. Look, I'm persisting again. I'm aware I'm dealing with a very ditzy 18-year-old, and it just requires gentle persistence. Let's go Winter Wonderland this evening. And she says, can we go in the week, please? So I'm not gonna lie, at this time I'm starting to consider maybe just walking away. You know, she's really hot, but at the same time, I've got a bunch of more phone numbers since then I'm following up on. They're looking more solid, and I'm really considering walking away at this point. So we had actually agreed to go to Winter Wonderland this day, and that's why I say, let's go to Winter Wonderland this evening. But then she says, can we go in the week, please? Although it was like agreed before that we were going to go on this day. So clearly I don't approve of what she's done, and the way I see it is replying to a girl is rewarding her. It's giving your attention, your amusement. But if she's done something that you disapprove of, you have to show that disapproval. And a great way to subtly show your disapproval without seeming being butthurt is to open a message so that she sees you've read it and don't respond straight away. And that way she's gonna see that you've read it. She's gonna see that she's screwed up a bit. She's not getting your approval, your attention at the moment. And it's gonna make her want to do the things that get your approval, get your attention. So we can see straight away, she says, don't read and reply, and she's bringing back this fun, sexual, flirty vibe. So she's doing good in two ways there. She's persisting for my attention. We want to reward that, the fact that she's now chasing me. When a girl starts to chase you, if you give her a little reward for it, she's going to chase you more. Whereas if you kind of punish her for chasing you, she's not going to chase you so much. So there's that, and she's also bringing back the whole sexual dominating frame, and we want to reward her for that. So this time I do reply and I say, yes, let's go Tuesday evening. Look, we just stay on this fun, flirty vibe. And look, I'm using imagery here, referencing animals rather than just saying I can dominate you. I'm creating this magical picture in her head of she's a small cat and I'm a big scary bear. Just something else I forgot to reference. Whenever a girl tries to dominate you, it doesn't mean she wants to dominate you. It means that she wants you to dominate her. By her stepping up to you, overpowering you, that's her way to get you to overpower her. So if a girl starts trying to dominate you, she wants to be dominated, and I can see that very clearly. And she responds very well when I do start dominating. She says, yes, Daniel finally dominating me. And I'm making some jokes. My bear is stronger than her little cat that she just sent me a picture of. And here I didn't reply, but it wasn't because I was being, disapproving of anything or anything like that. It's just that her messages don't warrant a response. There's no need to respond to her saying that. You don't always need to respond to everything the girl says. As I've said before, if she says something and there's no questions, if you don't feel like responding, if you feel that's enough that you've talked to her for now, don't respond. Now, she has been flaky as fuck, and we've got the date set up for tomorrow. So I want to remind her of me, of our date. I wouldn't normally bother, but I'm doing this because I've seen she's been so flaky. When a girl starts acting really flaky, you have to constantly just keep message her the day before you're meeting her so she remembers you, remembers that she's meeting you. Message her on the day so that she remembers you, remembers that you're meeting her. So she had, this was a Tuesday, right? And she had previously said she couldn't do the Tuesday because she had a tutor. So I made a joke about her tutor. And guess what? She didn't have a tutor, meaning that she lied about the tutor, okay? So she lied about the tutor. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna keep being fun, entertaining, rewarding her, providing her with our responses and our entertainment? No, she has lied to us. She does not get a response, okay? We're not gonna act pissed off and butthurt, but we're just not gonna give her the reward. I didn't reply to that. I did the usual opening, reading it, making her see that I've read it and I'm not replying. And let's look at this for a second. The magic of the reading and not reply. She's gone now from being super flaky to actually she's the one saying, I've decided we're hitting the club on Saturday, so get ready. And I don't immediately agree. I don't say, yes, you finally asked me out, yes, I feel amazing. I don't say that, okay? I'm dragging my heels a bit. And I'm teasing her about the fact that she's now taking the wheel. Why is she taking the wheel? What events have led to this? I said, okay, bossy. And as a side point, okay, look what I say. I don't say, do you know anywhere good to go? Anytime you say anything like, do you know anywhere good to go? Or the girl asks you, do you know any good bars or restaurants? And you say, no, do you? It shows that you live a bit of a boring life. If you were living a fun, outgoing, exciting life, you would always know places to go, any night of the week. So even if you don't know somewhere, just quickly look somewhere up on Google. And so I asked, like, yeah, there's a really good night at Coco. Like, not just there's a good night, like, yeah, there's an alright night, there's a really good night at Coco. This Saturday, let's go there. So it's got that excitement, it's got that leading tone. And she says, yes, let's go this time, we're actually going. So she's compliant, so we're rewarding that compliance. When she's compliant, we reward it with fun, with responding. When she's not acting how we want her to act, we just read and don't reply. So I say, sounds good, smiley face. On the day, I text her, tonight, reminding her, tonight, we are meeting at this place at this time. And I say, the problem with that message, if I just said that though, was it'd be a bit boring. It'd be down that negotiating vibe, which we want to try to keep clear of when we're setting up dates. So a great line to add when you're setting up dates is, and wear something sexy so we match. She's got some concerns about the night, you know, it says invitation only. She wants to know if she can buy tickets on the door. And whenever a girl has concerns, you always want to act laid back, chill, like everything's gonna be okay. And if you act laid back, chill, like everything's gonna be okay, that's gonna rub off on her. So again, she is flaky, so we are keeping that compliance, that acknowledging of the date right up to the date, okay? I don't want to get there and she's forgotten or she thought I wasn't coming. So as I'm leaving, I say, just leaving now, see you in a bit. Good rule of thumb is not to act pissed off about the girl being late, because if she's coming to meet you and you're pissed off, she's gonna think to herself, like, why am I meeting a pissed off person? But yeah, it was all a bit of a shitstorm over text, really. A bunch of flakiness, but we got there in the end. You know how we got there? Through having those boundaries of not constantly bending over. It was through keeping that fun, playful vibe, through leading, setting clear, specific time and place. Not just that, but also the constant little reminders right up to the actual date. We don't turn up to the date venue expecting to see her. We text her the day before, we text her on the day, and because she is so flaky, I even text her twice on the day. The day that we're meeting and just as I'm leaving the house. I hope you found this video useful. I've got loads more videos like this coming up on texting, social media, online dating. If you don't want to miss any, make sure you subscribe. Peace out.